Shells crash into apartment buildings in East Aleppo. This was supposed to be an area under ceasefire. Thousands of civilians and rebels were to be moved out of harm's way from dawn on Wednesday, after waiting up all night. But as pro-regime forces opened fire, it was clear that the evacuation wasn't happening.
There is supposed to be a ceasefire, but tens of rockets targeted besieged Aleppo. The regime is firing on 4 or 5 neighbourhoods under the control of the opposition. As we can hear now, there is an intense shelling. I cannot stand here on the street for long, as all the territories under the opposition control have been fired on intensely.
Buses had been waiting to bring people out of the opposition enclave, complete with pictures of Bashar al-Assad. But as the fighting worsened, they would be sent back to regime-controlled territory. As rebel groups withdrew from one district, people scoured their headquarters to see what they could salvage, and found their stockpile of food.
They kept all these items here and there. They didn't allow us to eat even a piece of bread. We died out of hunger.
Why the ceasefire was violated so quickly wasn't immediately clear. Turkey says it was a result of regime demands, and President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has accused Bashar al-Assad of committing war crimes.
The realization of the ceasefire brokered by Turkey is perhaps the last hope for the innocent people in Aleppo. This humanitarian corridor must be opened immediately, and the evacuation of civilians from eastern Aleppo must be allowed at once. Assad regime is committing war crimes in eastern Aleppo, and everybody, including those who support him, has to see this.
But Russia's foreign minister Sergei Lavrov blamed rebels.
I expect that the rebels will cease resistance in the next 2 to 3 days, and the minority that declines to do so, it will be their own choice.
The Syrian regime surrounded the rebels in a tight siege and feels it can now dictate its terms. But while it wants the rebels to lay down their arms, it's not clear what it wants from the tens of thousands of unarmed civilians. Ediz Tiyansan, TRT World in Gaziantep, near the Syrian border.